Hi there, it's SwissBorg here, back from the dead. Well, not quite, but I don't know. I made a spaghetti bolognese today, and I used real beef in it, and I haven't eaten much meat for a while, and I don't know. It just didn't seem to agree with me at all, and I was quite sort of ill for about 24 hours. I mean, my daughter and her boyfriend ate it, and everything was all right. So maybe it was something else and not that at all. But I think either way, I'm going to go back to my almost vegetarian diet because that just seems to suit me a lot better. I don't know. I'm not really into the meat thing, really. I do like bacon and sausages and the odd pork pie. Tricky. Anyway, but let's have a look at this. The trade we got going on, the $200 challenge one, it is pretty bad, but it was worse last week. I'd set a stop loss here, a kind of just in case stop loss. I mean, that would have lost, I don't know, 87% or something crazy like that if that had have hit. It didn't so far, and it came back a little bit yesterday. It's still massively under though. I mean, my dilemma here is what I've done. I'll show you. I've set a take profit and a stop loss. So if I look at this, so that the take profit, I've just done it at 23,242.5. That's like a 3% profit that would make, which is not a lot at all. But it doesn't look to me like Bitcoin's doing exactly what the indicators imply it should do. It sort of everything seems to look like it should be very bullish, but it's just not doing it. Because I FOMO'd into this trade, I want to get out of it really. And if I can get out of it with a tiny profit, that'll be fine. And then I'll just look for the next entry. I put the stop loss at 21.3, which I think is ridiculously too low. I mean, that would lose 87.92%, which is absolutely hideous. Now, my dilemma is, say at the moment we're here, and if we look at the assets, okay, so bear in mind I started off with $200 on the 2nd of January, so currently at $1,191. If that was to hit the stop loss, it would probably put me back down near $200 again. So that's not good. I could just close the trade now and look for a better entry, or I could just keep my fingers crossed and hope to God it goes up. I think I'm going to go with the latter because I think it will go up. It just might not go up straight away. So I think for the time being, I am stuck in this trade, which is what happens with trading. And a lot of people who've joined the Telegram group in the last few days probably think, well, he's not doing anything. And that's the reason I'm trapped, totally trapped. Now, if I had more money to play with, and I have, but I'm not going to do it with this account because the goal here was to take $200 to somewhere else and not to add extra capital. But if I was going to do that, what I would probably almost certainly have done, I would come down to here, and in the position margin here, I would have added extra margin if I'd had spare cash. Now what that does, that moves the liquidation price away, because this was very, very near. Liquidation price is 21.189k, and I did have a few emails from ByBit saying this trade is at risk of liquidation. It actually wasn't completely, because I'd already set the stop loss there, but if it had hit the stop loss, it would have almost certainly lost a lot of money. Now, the other thing I could have done if I'd have had more money to play with on this one is, what I could have done is set another order down here or something. So when the price came right down from where I thought it was, I could have done another buy order, another long order, and that would have averaged down my price. Now, that isn't the best way to trade. The best way to trade is to frame your trade properly, have a clue what you're going to do, not FOMO in, and then if things go against you, you take a small loss and just get out of the trade and just say, I'm wrong. Now, I didn't do that with this because I'm, an idiot, basically. So what I did was I just ended up stuck in the trade. It came down here, and then I've had to sort of live with this negativeness so far. So will it go up or not? I'm not sure. Let's have a look at the charts. Okay, so this is BTC USD inverse perpetual ByBit as a data source on TradingView. I mean, there's a few things here. This is looking on the 4-hour time frame, and I mean, there's two things that strike me straight away. And bear in mind, I'm not very good at TA, so don't take anything I say as gospel. But this here, right, looks to me like a double bottom there, which is a very bullish sign. And, you know, so far I would say that's kind of played out because we've definitely gone up. So there's that. Okay, and the other thing I can see is a big, but not perfect cup and handle. Now this is something like that's the cup, and then that's the handle. And if you look at Investopedia, which, by the way, if you ever want to know anything about trading and charting, that kind of thing, just go to investopedia.com. Everything you need to know is in there. So this is your classic cup and handle, right? So basically the price does that, goes down for a bit, and then breaks out up there. So is that the same as what we've got here? Well, it's similar. I mean, it's not quite the cup shape, but to me, that's a cup with a double bottom and a handle. I don't know if that's a valid pattern or not. Probably not. But either way, you know, I would say this looks like it's supposed to break out soonish. So what are the indicators that I use saying? Well, let's have a look at the VWAP first of all. Okay, let's move over to like the 15-minute chart here. So the VWAP seems to kind of reset at midnight, and then these bands like the red there and the green there seem to expand out, and when the price comes down towards the green, the price tends to go up, and when the price goes towards the red, it tends to come down. So to me, it's kind of in the middle at the moment, maybe towards the green. So for me, that looks like it should go up. So there's that. Okay, that's the VWAP. Look at WaveEdge. Now, WaveEdge is best on things like the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, them kind of time frames. Now, this little green cross here, that implies a change of direction. And I would say if the direction's coming that way and now it's going up, that looks to me like that is a change of direction. So I think that should go up. That candle has another 53 minutes to go before it closes. So if this goes red, it won't be so valid. But if you look in the past when you've seen these, okay, so this one here, and the price went up a bit, not much. This one here was much better. Price went up quite a bit. This one here went up quite a lot. So you get the idea. I mean, there's one back here that wasn't very good. This one here. But that was a green cross when the candle above it went red. Okay, so what we need to happen is for this candle here to not turn red in the next 53 minutes. So I really want some upside movement. If we look at that on the 2 hour time frame, it's not showing so much. Let's try the 4 hour. 4 hour, that red cross there has got a green candle underneath it, so that one isn't particularly valid as far as I can see. This green triangle here, that represents whale activity. So a green triangle is whale buying activity. That's certainly good news. That was when we were down here at 21.342. That was good. So that's good for the general trend. Let's have a look on the 6 hourly. 6 hourly, that whale marker is still there. That's good. So I've got the 12 hour. 12 hour, nothing much there, and the daily. Yeah, daily's not telling me much there because this green cross there became invalid because of the red candle there. At least I think that's how I'm supposed to interpret it. WaveEdge is an indicator. It's a paid indicator from Team Underground. If you want to get hold of it, go to savewith.crypto.org/WaveEdge. It's a fairly new indicator that Thomas from Team Underground has actually been working on for a long, long time, but he's only just kind of released it to the public properly. But it does seem to be quite interesting, but it's more to do with longer term swings rather than sort of very short scalping. So what's my conclusions? Well, I'll know better in 51 minutes time if this candle here remains green. I think that if that happens, that'll be good. The other thing I like to look at is the MACD down here. Negative on the 1 hour. Okay, so that's okay, because what I want to see is that to turn positive. So you can sometimes get an idea if it's going to do that by looking at the 30-minute. 30 minutes not quite there yet. 15-minute even. Okay, that's not quite there either. So we kind of need maybe a little bit more sideways movement, a little bit of up, and then we should be okay. To me, this just needs a catalyst. It needs something to happen just to sort of give the market a bit of a bump up, And the problem is, at the moment, you've got all this FUD about the BUSD, the Binance stablecoin, which is kind of scaring people as per usual. So I think that's it with this for the moment. I'm just going to have to just sit tight and keep my fingers crossed and just pray to God that the price goes up, hits my take profit, and then I can just relax and then look for another entry. And I'm not going to FOMO in this time. So what did I do wrong? Well, what I did was back here on the 7th of February in the Telegram group, I said that I'd FOMO'd in to a trade, and my entry price was 23,276. And this is really weird, because you look at a price like that and you think, well, that's way away from where we are now. That'll never get there. But it's really weird how quickly your mind changes. So like what looked like an impossible price a few weeks ago, or what looked like a terrible price or unbelievable price a few weeks ago, all of a sudden just becomes normal. And that's the problem, is it's really easy to get kind of blinkered. So you're only looking at prices just above and below. You're not looking at the entire picture, and that's where FOMOing is so bad, and that's why I did it so wrong. So what I did wrong was, one, I FOMO'd into the trade when I shouldn't. I basically saw a green candle and I thought, I want some of that, so I kind of FOMO'd into a trade, and the green candle didn't stay green for very long. And then what I did when it came down a little bit, I added the remainder I had of the account, which is the other 50% that I was kind of saving for emergencies. And it was kind of greed, really, because I thought, okay, if I do that, I'll get a lower entry price, and then when it goes up, I'll get even more money. So that was the idea there. But what I should have done is just kept that for, like, say now, when I could increase the margin and relax a little bit more. So I should have done that. And the other thing I should have done in the first place is been better at trading. So looked at, what entry I wanted, what take profit I had in mind, and if it didn't work out, what stop loss I was going to use. Now, my problem is I'm not that good at TA to actually do that. So that's where I go a bit wrong. And that's why I tend to do this thing where I try and average in a price in a position. And most of the time it kind of works, but every now and again, for example, like now, it doesn't. But there's still the possibility I can get out of this alive. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Okay, so in more cheerful news, last October I did a kind of review, but I tried out Crypto C. This is a kind of bot made by Crypto Rover. That's Dan, the young Dutch guy, not the Team Underground guy, another guy. Dan lives in Dubai, and he created this thing called Crypto C. I tried it out for a month, and the results were quite bad, actually, to be honest. So I stopped using it. And then there was a comment here from Excellent Support saying you need to do a review again. They've made 30% profits in the last month. You only review it from a few weeks after they went live to the public. I left a comment somewhere. I don't think it was there, but I left a comment somewhere saying, well, that's cool. If Dan wants to, give me a longer subscription next time, I'll merrily do another review. And he actually got in touch yesterday via Twitter and said that he was going to give me a license to try it out again for a longer time. And I can review it again. So I'm going to do that. So that might be of interest to some of you. At the moment, I believe it works with ByBit. So you can get a ByBit account by going to savewithcrypto.org/ByBit, and you can get up to the $30,000 bonus still if you deposit a ginormous amount of money. I am also going to be working with BitGet as well, and I'm going to try that out very, very soon. and that one gets you some nice bonuses as well. And you can try that by going to savewithcrypto.org/bitget, and that will also get you into my future VIP channel or whatever I decide to do. But more about that later. Yeah, I think it was very generous of Dan to get in touch with me and offer me that. That's really cool. I'm looking forward to trying that out. He also said he liked my videos as well, which is great because he's got way more subscribers than I have. Probably a good point in time to mention, are you subscribed? If not, please do, and put the notification on all. And do leave a nice comment. And above all, tell your friends.